champions, yeah, screaming that's us, and when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And you're so glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the boys,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Collinsville High School here at Kahok Stadium as we get you ready for some boys soccer action, and we have a good one for you tonight. I am Todd Duke, that is, alongside one of our newcomers here, Adam Welly, who we'll talk to here in just a moment. And we're going to be bringing you tonight's game between your Collinsville Kahawks and the cadets of CBC High School. But first, we have to welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. And again, a very good welcome to everyone as Collinsville comes into this contest tonight with a record of 7-1-2. And the cadets of CBC come in with a record of 6-1-2. These two teams have identical records, and they are thought of highly across the river there, Adam Welly, as the St. Louis Post-Dispatch has their large school soccer rankings out. And CBC is number 2 on that list, and the Collinsville Kahawks number 8.
That's a good ranking for us.
There you go.
Oh, that's better. Thanks for having me, Todd. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Welly, former Kahawk graduate and played soccer on the varsity side for a couple of years as he graduated up from junior varsity, played varsity ball here in the 2000 and 2001 season. Played defenseman and netted about 4 assists in his career, and he was one of just 2 teams since these 2 schools have been playing each other, CBC and Collinsville, that have registered wins. They beat the Cadets in the 2000 season when Adam Welly was on defense 4-1, and then the last win between these 2 clubs involving Collinsville and CBC for the Kahawks, 2014, a 1-0 win.
Wow.
Right here at Collinsville High School. So, Mr. Welly, tell us a little bit about your playing time with the Kahawks soccer team.
I was a junior. I was the only one on the team, so much like this veteran squad, we depended a lot on the senior leadership. It was a good time. We had Rowden as our coach. Junior year is when I started at the varsity level, and it was really a lot of high expectations playing with all seniors. So I hope our junior is up to the task as well.
Yeah, we have the one who starts, and then we'll see a bunch more come in. But yeah, this team this year is very senior heavy. I had a chance just a little while ago to catch up and talk things over with Collinsville head coach Rob Lugge. We'll pass along that conversation to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we're back at home at Kahok Stadium. More boys soccer action coming your way today. This is a game between Collinsville and CBC that was actually rained out last weekend when the remnants of Hurricane Gordon graced us with his presence and kind of just played havoc with the whole schedule that weekend. So we're going to do it tonight. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Rob Lugge. Coach, let's go back to the Edwardsville game. That's the last game that I went to before you guys played Alton Marquette over the weekend. Talk to me a little bit about how you guys felt and what was the message sent after the Edwardsville game.
We were just disappointed. At times we played okay, but, for us, we didn't have our best match. When you play poorly against a good team, the results don't typically go your way. Hopefully that through training we fix some of the mistakes that we've had, and, we'll kind of hopefully see some positives tonight.
I think that game was more like a tale of two halves. You guys got the early goal and then kind of held your own all through the first half. Not anything spectacular, but not anything bad either. Second half started bad and just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, we kind of switched up formations to kind of block out them playing to the width of the field, and then we exposed ourselves in the middle of the field, and they made some really good runs. Those guys, they put the ball in the net, so good for them.
A couple of positives from that game. I thought, besides the fact that they scored 3 goals against you, I thought Tate Wyatt was stellar in goal. They could have scored 8.
Oh, Tate was amazing, and same with Zach Coffey. If it wasn't for those two, it could have been a rough night for us. Zach Coffey was the best player on the field that night, and Tate wasn't that far off.
All right, so then you have Alton Marquette. Talk to us a little bit about the game that I didn't get to see.
That's another game of tale of two halves. We were up 2-0 at halftime. Gave up a goal about 3 minutes into the second half and got a PK called us with about 15-20 minutes left. We played well at times. We started to move the ball, started to really work on things we've done in training. And it was Zane Baker's first game back, so we're trying to ease him back into things and get him back into the flow of the game.
All right, so you mentioned that it was a tale of two halves. It was a tale of two halves in the Edwardsville game. So you have back-to-back games where you're talking about good first half, not so good second half. You a little worried here?
I wouldn't say worried. I would say, just trying to figure out what's going on. The boys play well at times, and then they seem to take breaks. We talk about playing 80 minutes of strong soccer, and right now we haven't been able to put together a full game in a while. So we're just going to keep looking for things to make it happen.
All right, and the 2-2 score. You guys didn't play any overtime. Well, explain that.
I don't know. We were tied at the end. I asked their coach if we were playing, and he said no. So we shook hands and got on the bus and came home.
Kind of disappointing, I would think. All right, so you have CBC coming in tonight. This is a game, as we mentioned earlier, that was supposed to be played last weekend. Totally different kind of weather. Last weekend it would have been nice and cool and rainy, and here you are out here in like August weather.
Yeah, while it would have been nice to play last weekend, especially on a nice Saturday, no one really wanted to stand out here in that monsoon. So, for us, they're a challenging team. They're, one of the best programs in St. Louis, so we're going to see what we have.
I already heard during the junior varsity game about 10 minutes in, they stopped and made everybody take a water break. Is that something that's going to go over into the varsity game as well?
I'm not sure. That typically is between Amanda, our trainer, and the referees. They kind of let us know before the game happens what's going to go on with that.
All right, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, of course, the biggest paper around the area, has their small school, large school rankings. CBC number 2, you guys number 8. Do you put any stock in any of that stuff?
Not really. It's nice to see for the boys, but until you get out on the field, it doesn't really mean much. They get excited about stuff like that. Me, I just want to be able to play the games and see our, strengths and weaknesses.
All right, so you mentioned CBC, storied franchise, lots of state titles over there on the other side of the river. Head coach that's been with them for like a half a century. So do the boys get a little intimidated when they face a big program like this?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't know if they know the history that CBC has. Not like yourself or me. I know they just kind of go out and play. Sometimes I have to make sure that they're a little bit more focused than I would really like, because they're a different breed. Those boys are.
All right. So what would you like to see out of your team tonight? And what do they have to do to beat the Cadets?
They have to play 1 and 2 touch. The players that they're going to throw out, CBC, the players that they're going to have on the field are all high-quality players, so we must be able to match their intensity and quality of play. We have to be able to play 1 and 2 touch, make proper runs, and limit our mistakes. Our first touch has been pretty poor as of late, so that's one of the things we're really going to focus on tonight.
And no tale of two halves, full game, right?
That's the hope. That's the goal.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach Rob Lugie of your Collinsville Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we will pass along the starting rosters to you and more names and more numbers. All that and more coming up on the Kahawks Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke and Alan Welly along with you as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and CBC. More numbers to throw at you. Well, how about a look back at the history between these two clubs? They did meet up last year. Collinsville lost 3-2 at CBC. That was the very first game of the year last year. Donovan Scott Gass had both goals in that game as a junior, and of course he is out there as a senior. Scored a hat trick just a couple of days ago against the Highland Bulldogs. Last win, as I mentioned, was back in 2014, a 1-0 win right here at Collinsville High School. You'd have to go all the way back to the 2000 season to find the other win. That was a 4-1 win, and that year, Adam Willey remembers that his team went 10-7-1. The next year, Collinsville lost to the Cadets 2-0, and that year, Mr. Welly and the Kahawks went 6-7-3. So overall, the times that these two teams have met, Collinsville has won 2 games. CBC has won 9, and there was a tie. That was a year after you graduated, and that was against the junior varsity version of the cadets. How mad would you have been if you would have lost to the junior varsity version?
Oh, wow. They've got some talent at these schools in St. Louis, so I could completely understand how that could happen.
Well, that was a tie. That's the only time that these two teams have tied since they have been playing each other. Now, we know a little bit of history about Collinsville because we are Kahawks. How about a little bit of history about CBC? You know their coach, Terry Mickler. This is his 48th year as the head coach of the soccer program at CBC. And before that, he was a player for the program and won 2 state championships while he was a player at that school. So, in the history of this school and the state of Missouri, no team has won more state championships in soccer than CBC has. They have won 11 state soccer championships over there across the river. The next closest team is Rockhurst with 7.
They're a juggernaut. I can remember just how exciting it was to play them. So they definitely bring it every single year, and I don't know how you could get more consistent than 48 straight years of the same head coach.
Yeah, and I believe he started off with a state championship team in 1968 in his first year. And since then, yeah, they've 5 times, just since 2004, they've won state championships. They have, I told you, 11 times state champs. 6 times they finished in second place, and 3 times they finished in third place. And they have been Metro Catholic Conference champions 7 times in the last 15 years. So you want to talk about a tough team to play against. This is one of the St. Louis side's premier soccer programs in CBC.
As the coach said in the pregame, they're going to be putting, no matter what players they have on the starting lineup or bring in, they're all going to be playing 1 and 2 touch, and they're going to be coming at you hard.
All right, here are your starting lineups. We will begin with the Cadets. David Fitzgerald will be the goalkeeper for the Cadets. In front of him, he has a bunch of seniors as well. Kurt Miller, Seth Casius, and then you throw in Nolan DeWeese, Seth Tinkman, and then the junior Sam Benoist, followed up by Camden Starzik, who is a senior, Nate Tim, who is a senior, Josh Sapienza, who's a senior, Marco Anik, who is the only sophomore that is going to be playing for CBC here tonight, and then Mike Holzer rounds out the starting 11 for CBC, and he also is a senior. Tate Wyatt will be between the pipes for the Collinsville Kahawks, and in front of him, he'll have a bunch of seniors as well. Ethan Wilhold, Zane Baker, Trey Shibish, Luke Liljegren, Donovan Scott Gass, Logan Whitehead, Dalen Frecker, Zach Covey, Trey Simpson, and the only junior on the start. Well, Dalen Frecker is starting tonight, so there's one junior, and then Spencer Vlasic is the other junior, and of course Collinsville, headed by their head coach Rob Lugie, who is just into his second year. He's got a little catching up to do to get up to those 48 years for Mickler, right?
Yeah.
I'd say so. All right, so you're all caught up with just a little bit of the numbers as we are just about set. Can tell you, by the way, that the junior varsity game that preceded this one was won by CBC, 1-0. CBC got their lone goal in the first half. Collinsville came close in the waning moments of the second half. They banged one off of the crossbar with about half a minute to go, but it didn't go in, and, of course, we end up with a tie. So how about some more numbers for you? Let's go with the goalkeepers for Dave Fitzgerald. He has played 660 minutes so far this year. He is 6-1-2. He has 4 shutouts. 2 of those are solo shutouts, and 2 of them are shared. He has only given up 6 goals, okay? 6 goals. He has a goals against average of .73. He's made 17 saves, and that gives him a save percentage of right around 74%. Tate Wyatt will be his counterpart in goal for Collinsville. 680 minutes for young Mr. Wyatt, so just 20 more minutes than Fitzgerald. And Tate Wyatt is 6-1-2. So both goalkeepers have a 6-1-2 record. Both goalkeepers have 4 shutouts. Wyatt has only shared in 1 of those. He has allowed 12 goals for a goals against average of 1.41, and he's made 54 saves for a save percentage just a little higher than Fitzgerald, 79% at 82% for Tate Wyatt. So, Adam, these goalkeepers are going to be tested tonight, and I think it's going to go a long way in deciding the outcome of this game.
2 seniors, they should be ready for the challenge, I hope.
I would think so, too.
Looking for a good game.
Right now, CBC is 6-1-2. They have not played, or they have played one conference game, and they lost that one 1-0 to Vianney, who is also right there at the top at 6-0-1. Chaminade is 7-1 in those standings. Then you have De Smet at 6-1-1. Then you have CBC at 6-1-2. See what I'm talking about here?
It's a murderer's row over there. It's ridiculous.
The only school that's having an off year right now is SLU, as they are 3-6-1 at this point, but look for them to turn it around anytime as well. That is the cream of the crop, and most of the really good schools over there are in the Metro Catholic Conference. So only one team that these two teams have faced that is similar, and that would be Edwardsville. We know what happened against Collinsville. They lost 3-1 last week at Edwardsville. What did CBC do against Edwardsville? Well, that game was on their home turf, and they beat the Tigers 5-1.
Wow.
Yeah. So make of it what you will. Leading goal scorers for both of these teams, Luke Liljegren and Logan Whitehead for Collinsville, share that distinction with 8 goals each. And Luke Liljegren leads the team with 20 points by virtue of his 4 assists. Logan Whitehead has 3, so he's just 1 point behind at 19. Leader for CBC, Sam Benoist. He has 7 goals and 4 assists, good for 18 points. Behind him is Camden Starzik with 6 goals, and Nate Tim also with 6 goals. And I'm sure we'll hear those 3 names tonight, along with Liljegren, Whitehead, and the rest of the Collinsville Kahawks, as we are just about ready to get you going here for this game. Both of these teams being introduced now to this nice crowd that is gathered on hand here at Kahok Stadium. And we'll take our final break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some soccer for you. It's the Collinsville Kahawks and the CBC Cadets, and it comes your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for you all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
I'm my team's #1 fan. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke alongside Adam Welly, and we're glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. Should be a good game. Collinsville will be the home team. They are dressed in all purple. They changed that up this year. You used to wear white when you were at home, and the dark colors on the road. They changed that up this year. So Collinsville wearing all purple. Their numbers will be in white. CBC, they are wearing all white. Their numbers on the backs of their jerseys are in gold, as is the letters CBC across the fronts of their jerseys. Tate Wyatt going down to take the goal to our right-hand side. He will be dressed in all green, sporting the big white 0 on his back. And at the other end, you will find Dave Fitzgerald. He is wearing black shorts and orange socks and an orange jersey. Not really sure what number he's sporting today. I'm guessing 1. Yeah. A lot of the goalkeepers wear 0s. We are just about ready to get underway. Collinsville, by the way, coming in averaging 4 goals a game while giving up just 1.2. CBC coming in averaging 3.4 goals a game while giving up 0.78. Yeah, they're not even giving up a goal a game. We are underway. Hey, cameraman, stand up and do the camera. Got to train these new guys, All right, play taking place in the middle of the field thus far. I would imagine these two teams will probably have a little feeling out progress, but maybe not. Here's Logan Whitehead coming in, shoots, and he scores. Logan Whitehead, just 24 seconds into this game, has given Collinsville a 1-0 lead. How about that?
That's exactly the way you want to start right there. Take advantage and don't miss it when you get the opportunity, because they're not going to come very often against this team.
24 seconds in, Logan Whitehead scores his 9th goal of the year, and I don't think that's going to be the last goal we're going to see here tonight.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so we're back underway, and, I said we're going to probably see a feeling out process, but sometimes during that feeling out process, you will get scored upon or you will get scored. You will get a score within that first minute sometimes. I don't know why it happens, but we found the same thing in the Edwardsville game last week when the two teams came out of the locker room. All of a sudden, Edwardsville jumps up on front and ties it 1-1, and then they score the next 2 goals, and they never looked back after that. Here is Fitzgerald sending the ball all the way down, and now CBC with an opportunity. Here is Starzyk. He takes a shot, but it goes high over the goal. And we will have a goal kick restart here coming up from Tate Wyatt.
It's important to stay on your toes in the next 2 minutes after you score a goal. You adrenaline dump, and the other team has a real advantage.
Wyatt sends it back out to midfield, closer to the near side sideline, right underneath our broadcast location. Collinsville has to play some defense. The man of the game during the Edwardsville contest, Zach Covey, he sends that ball down the other way and alleviates the pressure being put on by this CBC bunch. David Fitzgerald will scoop it up, and he'll send it back out high, and it'll fall to earth at some point.
Oh, good play.
Off of the head of Donovan Scott Gass, who had the hat trick against Highland last week. And now the Cadets take over and try to set up their offense all the way over there on the far side. Gets past the Collinsville defense, and a harmless ball that will roll right to Tate Wyatt. And Tate will set it down and send us back. Just underway, 24 seconds in, Logan Whitehead scores a goal for Collinsville, and the Kahawks lead 1-0. Sure you'd like to see that on the score screen, wouldn't you? There you go. Now CBC trying to see if they can answer. Here is a shot on goal that takes one little bounce there and goes right to Tate Wyatt off of the foot of their senior forward, Camden Starzyk. Now Wyatt will send it back out. Just a little bit past Logan Whitehead, but he recovers and comes up and tries to make a play on the ball. Actually, the ball got kicked away from him from behind him. The CBC player's leg kind of went under Logan's arm and got to that ball before Logan could. Now here's Luke Liljegren trying to win a foot race. He's not going to. And that ball will be sent back by DeWeese to their goalkeeper Fitzgerald. And now the Cadets try to bring the ball up. A couple of nice moves put on there by Starzyk, and he dribbles the ball quite well, shoots it up, back out toward the middle. CBC trying to make their attack. Oh, right through the legs there of Ethan Wilhold. And Collinsville had a little bit of trouble getting numbers back, but now they do. That was a nice play there by Trey Simpson. And now the Cadets trying to reload that offensive attack as well. Here is Tinkham Tinkham tries to leave a pass up the sideline for Sepenza. And he couldn't quite get there. That ball will go across the line, and Tate Wyatt once again will get us restarted.
I feel like CBC's coming out of this feeling out period here. They're starting to take shape a little bit. I hope the Kahawks can respond.
Now the ball back up to midfield. Here is Logan Whitehead. Whitehead trying to just lob a pass over for either Liljegren or Zane Baker, but the CBC defense was there to stop that progress, and now the Cadets try to move the ball up once again. Sapienza kicks it back out to his defense, and now that ball will go across the out-of-bounds line. Belongs to Collinsville. Nope, we're going to change their mind now, huh? Stop the clock there for just a moment.
Looked like he had a few words for the captain of the Kahawks.
Okay. Trying to prevent stuff happening before it even does happen. Will Hold has that ball go right by him, but then puts on a nice little move with that right foot. Gets that ball out of there just a little bit. Ball ends up going out of bounds. Last touched by the Cadets, so Collinsville will get the throw in. Will Hold will take care of that right at the end of the CBC bench. It comes right to CBC. Tinkham tries to send it back up into the offensive zone. Instead, it's rejected by Collinsville. Back to midfield and over on the far side. Ball ends up going out of bounds. Time to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Chapman Trucking LLC? Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more, including getting your heavy equipment where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking LLC. 618-960-9346 is her number, or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. 1-0, Logan Whitehead with a goal 24 seconds into this game. And Collinsville holding pressure, man.
Save.
That was nice there. Wyatt had to jump up. I don't think that ball was going to head anywhere close to being toward the goal, but you never can tell. If he doesn't get a hand on that ball, it ends up somewhere, and maybe a player wearing white jumps on top of it and puts it in an empty net. So, yeah, nice play there by Wyatt. .33-40 left to play here in this opening half. Collinsville leads 1-0. Play taking place over on the far side near the corner as the Cadets look to set up their offense. They bring it back to their defense for just a moment, pop the ball out toward the midfield, and Donovan Scott Gass uses his head to get it out of there momentarily, and then a call against CBC will give the ball back to Collinsville. Zach Colvey puts a boot into it and sends it up to Luke Liljegren, and Liljegren couldn't stop it from going out of bounds as he had Whitehead breaking up the middle. Now the Cadets trying to rework their offense and bring it back up, see if they can get this tying goal. Here is the man who came the closest thus far, Tinkham. Or excuse me, Starzik.
Gosh.
And Wyatt with another save. And Collinsville keeps the Cadets off the board.
They won't be off the board if they keep giving up wide open shots from the 18-yard box.
Back out to midfield, and the Cadets take it over from there once again. Over on the far side. Working it over to Sam Benoist. Benoist parallel with the goal and the goal line, and he sends one streaming toward the middle of the box, but there's Tate Wyatt once again doing what Tate Wyatt does best.
Standing on his head right now.
Yes, he is.
They need it.
They better give him some relief here soon. Every time Collinsville kicks the ball out, the Cadets send it right back up into the offensive zone, just as they're doing now. Here's another opportunity for the Cadets to score, and there's a shot, and there's a goal.
Yeah.
Sam Benoist ties it up.
I hate to say it, but you could kind of feel that coming.
Yeah, you could. It was looking kind of like that.
The initial adrenaline has wore off for both teams.
So at the 7:51 mark, Sam Benoist ties it up. Now Collinsville looking to get their legs back from underneath them and play a little bit sharper here. Now that these two teams have that feeling out process over with and each team has scored a goal, maybe we can all settle in for some stellar high school hockey here. Or soccer. I got the Blues on the mind, man. They're going to be really good this year. I can't wait. Already training camp underway.
Oh, yeah.
I know. All right, so Collinsville has it in the offensive zone, but here comes CBC trying to dig it out defensively.
There you go.
Here is Sapienza, but it's picked off by Liljegren, who pops the ball up to Trey Shibish, who tries to find Logan Whitehead and just couldn't quite get the ball down enough. Now the far side of the field is where play takes place as we're back out to midfield. And Collinsville sends it back to the defense, and here is Spencer Vlasic. And Vlasic loses control of the ball, and Wyatt will come out of the box and take care of it. It's a very muggy night here in the Midwest. Supposed to be this way for the next few days before we finally get some relief this weekend. This is a game that was supposed to be played last Saturday in that downpour of a day that had all that leftover tropical moisture from Hurricane Gordon. I'm sure the boys would have rather played in a little bit of a cool rain than out here in this heat and humidity, but here we are. And here comes Starzyk. Starzyk shot and a kick save. That was like
Just
a hockey
amazing.
save right
It
there,
really
wasn't
was. Speaking of your hockey there.
Kick save and a beauty.
It sure was.
Yeah, that kept the game tied, but right now CBC is controlling the offensive play. Starzyk all the way up, and just inside the box was Marco Anik, I believe. Can't see the number really well from here.
I'm not quite sure who that big forward is on the other side, but he is dominating the game right now.
Yeah. Camden Starzyk is kind of having his way. I thought it was 15, or 18, but I couldn't be sure. I can't see. Their numbers are kind of weird with that gold color.
Yeah, it is hard to pick up.
I don't understand why we just can't have white jerseys with black numbers and dark jerseys with white numbers. Makes more sense to me. That's.
I can barely even tell what that is.
I
Is that
don't.
a 6 or a 5? That's a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marco Anik, I believe, scored it. 2-1 in favor of the Cadets. Collinsville broke out to a 1-0 lead, but since then they have pretty much been outplayed by the Cadets.
That's definitely fair to say that.
I know that during the JV game they gave the teams some mandatory water breaks, so we'll see if they stick with that here in the nightcap. Heard one of the Kahok parents or fans screaming for a little defense, and boy, do we. That ball ends up going out of bounds, and the Cadets will have a throw-in opportunity here as they get it back in quickly.
It is really hard to outscore these St. Louis teams if you're not playing top-notch defense pretty much the entire game. You're not going to have much of a chance.
Here's Logan Whitehead trying to come out and beat David Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald got there first. Now the ball headed back up to midfield. Collinsville will take over once again. Here comes Trey Shibish. Shibish will send it over to the far side on the right wing, and they'll just put a shot toward the goal, and coming out is Fitzgerald, and he'll have an easy save after a couple of bounces. Now Collinsville trying to secure the ball back while they have it down in the offensive zone, but CBC doing a nice job of keep away over there. If they have their defenders spread out pretty far, and really no one wearing purple and white stand next to him. Here's a mistake, though. Donovan Scott Gass moves the ball up to Covey, who moves it up to Liljegren, who moves it up to Shibish. And Shibish takes a shot. Oh, that almost knuckled in there. And almost kind of left Dave Fitzgerald not knowing which direction that ball was going to go. He makes the initial save. Rebound comes out. Collinsville can't put it in.
See, the two times that they even tried to put together several passes in a row is when they have looked the best here. We can't play kick and run, expect to win this game.
There is Trey Shibish, who will take care of the corner kick here. First corner kick of the night for either team. And it's on the way. It's low. Comes out through the other side, and giving it a chase down over there is going to be Trey Simpson. He gets there before it goes out of bounds, puts it in the middle of the box. Trey Shibish with a shot. Oh, what a save there by Dave Fitzgerald.
Man, that was good soccer all the way around.
Collinsville had a golden opportunity to tie this game up. Came up just a little short, but I like the work effort down there since CBC has scored 2 unanswered goals. Now play takes place at midfield. CBC sends the ball over on the far side. That was Nate Tim. He is one of the captains of the CBC group. And now he'll send it back to the defense to Kurt Miller. Miller surveys, sends it. Middle of the field.
Man, that was a horrible hop.
Yeah, that was a really bad hop, and it goes right onto the foot of one of the men who's already scored a goal, Sam Benoist, and then comes out. And then Tate Wyatt dives on it as he skirts across the end zone line over there for the football field, and that's going to be a corner kick as he had half his body laying over the line when he got a hold of that ball. So it is going to be Camden Starzik with a corner kick, this time from the far side with 26:45 left to play here in this first half, 2-1 in favor of CBC. Starzik sends it high, shallow, bounces around in front. Collinsville gets it out of there, comes back to the defense. That was a nice job using the head there by Collinsville, but the lone defender that was back for CBC sent the ball back into the offensive zone, and now we have a whistle, and this one is going to go against the Cadets. Time to thank more of our sponsors. How about Pack Mail? They are locally owned and operated. Mr. Ryan Combs takes care of that responsibility down there on the Beltline Road. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. You can visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, weshipstlouis.com, or you can call 346-4884.
Come on.
Collinsville back to action here. Here is Luke Liljegren on the left wing trying to get around a player and kind of gives Miller a push. Now he sends it up the box. Oh, that was Whitehead who had a chance to get in there, but it's offside.
Oh, it's good to see the pressure, though, coming from pushing it up the wings. That's, I think that's going to be where we can actually make a difference here.
So a goal kick restart coming from Dave Fitzgerald. He sends it out low and lets his teammates take it over and bring it up the field. Cadets are very patient.
Yeah, and they've been building through the middle. This is one of the very few runs that have come to the outside. I haven't seen very many runs from them coming to the outside. They're building through the middle, and they're taking control with 1 and 2 touches.
And isn't that what Coach Luggie talked about, what his team needed to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when you play these private St. Louis teams, that's when you really get to see how soccer is supposed to be played, honestly.
Here is Luke Liljegren. He'll send it back to the defense, and the defense will send it up right past Logan Whitehead at midfield, and then back for the CBC defense to take care of, which they do with a little tap by Kurt Miller all the way back to Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald sends it back out to midfield. Off a couple of heads there.
One heck of an athlete, that Benoit.
Yeah.
They're targeting him. Every other ball is being targeted to him. It's coming to him again.
Nice sliding stop there by Zach Covey, who
was having a good game in the middle.
Yeah, he was the star of the game in that 3-1 loss to Edwardsville. Even though he didn't make it on the stat sheet at all, he had a whale of a game.
I can see why he wears a captain's band.
Luke Liljegren will set the ball down, and he'll let Trey Shibish throw it in, or excuse me, Spencer Pies. Spencer Pies handles lots of the throw-ins. He leads the team in assists because of that. Gotten a couple of his buddies to score a goal for him after he's thrown the ball in. Spencer Pies throws it, and throws it well, right in the middle. Oh!
Almost threw it in the goal.
Almost. And now a whistle inside the box. And it's going to go against Collinsville, so it'll be a goal kick restart. He did almost throw that one in the goal.
I'm not even sure if you can do that or not.
I don't know. Why not? If no one touches it and it bounces in the goal.
I guess so.
Goal! Dave Fitzgerald, the senior keeper for CBC, ready to send it back out to midfield. virtually no wind here at all, so we don't have to worry about anybody getting the soccer ball knocked down by wind gusts, because that's just not happening, although we would like one or two. It's a little stuffy in this box up here.
See, that was a good play, too. When they're building, they look so much better.
Trey Simpson sent that ball down, and now there's a nice stop there by Luke Liljegren, and he can try to thread it up to Whitehead. He's going to rifle that shot right to Dave Fitzgerald, right on the near post.
I'm okay with that. If in doubt, if you think it's closing down, at least get something on goal.
You know, he had an opportunity there to either pass it to Whitehead or go ahead and shoot it. As now Collinsville back on the defensive side of things once again. CBC, been a while since they've put on any kind of an offensive attack, have the Cadets, so Collinsville is doing a pretty good job of holding play down at the other end.
Yeah, they have a...
That one's going to be offside.
Just barely, and that was a good thing that it was offside.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, because there was a player on the far side for CBC who's just barreling down on the ball, but he was just a little bit ahead.
In the last 5 minutes, when the Kahoks have been looking better, they've been controlling the middle of the field and looking to actually make passes in the middle of the field, which is really important.
Zach Covey sends the ball up, and CBC sends it right back. Here is Sapienza. He'll take the chance over on the far side. That ball almost
good D there.
Came up and hit the CBC player in the face after he had it bounce off the top of his shoe. Now back to midfield. Here is Seth Tinkham, another senior midfielder for CBC. That ball is sent up, and Collinsville tries to chase it down, and they do. Ball sent through the box, or sent through the middle. Here is Logan Whitehead. Whitehead has to deal with a couple of different Cadets on him and ends up shooting the ball out of bounds, and we're going to have our first player substitutions, as it looks like CBC is going to make a wholesale player change and swap out half the team in one try.
What's with the orange? Yeah, so you have to wear...
Yeah, I think you have to wear the vest and then give it up as you come back in.
Gotcha.
Let's go ahead and thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering, locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call, 345-5679 today for your free estimate. Visit their Facebook page, Metro East Roofing and Guttering.
Let's see if they can do something with this free kick. That's in a pretty good spot for actual scoring chance.
Halfway through this first half, 2-1 in favor of CBC. As Collinsville scored the first goal, 24 seconds in, CBC answered right back with two quick goals about 7 minutes later. Trey Shibish or Zach Covey will be taking this kick. They're both standing over there. We'll see. It'll be Shibish, and it hits the wall out front, but it comes right back to Shibish. He puts a shot on goal, and a jumping save by Dave Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Man, oh man.
That was going to be a goal for sure.
It was.
He didn't save it.
Yeah. Got there just in time, did Fitzgerald. Fingertip save, but the ball goes out of bounds off of his fingertips. Collinsville with a corner kick. They'll roll it in first, and another sliding save by Fitzgerald as that ball came in at a very low angle. And someone down front got a foot on it. Now it's popped up into the air, and Fitzgerald will take it right at the goal line and circle around and send everybody back up the other end of the field.
Those
south side.
Yeah, south side, exactly. Those low-driven knuckling balls are the hardest for anyone to pick up, including a goalie.
Yeah.
So if you can target that near striker with your crosses coming in low, looking for tips and play outs, that's a good way to score.
Ball out of bounds, last touched by CBC, so Collinsville will get the throw in, and it'll be Trey Simpson getting it this time for Collinsville. He throws it into Luke Liljegren, and Luke Liljegren was going to try to send it right back to him, but went off of a bone the opposite direction than what he intended and went the other way.
Good play there.
Collinsville gets the ball right back. Here is Luke Liljegren. Liljegren sends it up to Logan Whitehead, but it just skipped over his foot. And now it comes down, and taking care of the ball is Zach Covey. Covey sends it up over onto the far side, then gets it right back, but didn't know that somebody was behind him ready to pick his pocket, and the ball comes down, but Collinsville stays with it. Here is Luke Liljegren coming in from the left wing, and then that ball is kicked to the side, and a nice job by CBC to keep that ball from going out of bounds.
That was a great defensive play.
Sure was.
And that he kept it in bounds and control of it is just top-notch.
Julian Bennett dumps the ball off and is due to get it right back as it comes up this near sideline in a race for it, and winning the race was Donovan Scott Gass, but that ball went out of bounds first anyway.
I don't know how you keep up. There's 6 new CBC players out there, isn't there?
Uh-huh. I know, that's what I said. They traded out half the team.
They did.
Only, I think, one new player came out for Collinsville.
That was a handball.
And here's Collinsville giving themselves a little bit of trouble as that ball skipped off. And at any rate, Trey Shibish skipped the ball off of the back of one of the CBC players, so Collinsville will keep possession of it as Luke Liljegren looks to throw it in. Now he's going to leave it, and Trey Simpson will take up that responsibility instead.
I'm seeing some head down, some shoulder slumps.
Way too early for that.
Yeah, exactly. They're really actually starting to play a tough game in the middle here, and it's good.
Ball comes all the way down into the CBC offensive zone, and then Tate Wyatt has to come out, had that ball bank off of his shins, and that was a nice job on the defensive side by Donovan Scott Gass to keep that ball from going over the end line, but he sends it right back into a CBC player. That's Julian Bennett, and a save there by Tate Wyatt.
Man, he is a good keeper. You know what a keeper. You wait for 5 minutes and do nothing, and then you're expected to save the game.
Yep.
It's always really hard.
A lot of times you stand there and watch play taking place all the way down the other end, and that one was offside. So
linesman was all over it.
No breakaway scoring opportunity.
No, they had 2 or 3 guys offside. They could have picked whoever they wanted.
So Collinsville.
That was the subs being a little ambitious on a scoring chance is what that looked like to me.
Tate Wyatt set the ball down and send it out deep down into the offensive zone of the Kahawks, but there's a cadet head that heads it right back out to midfield, but Covey comes up with it, sends it up. Luke Liljegren trying to track it down before it goes out of bounds, but Liljegren is not as fast as he wishes he was, but he is fast.
He is fast.
Now Liljegren, who is one of the amped up guys, go guys on this team, and now he's going to get called for a foul.
No, the original foul was against them. Whether he calls a retaliation, he changed his mind?
I don't know. Well, I mean, he immediately went up to Luke Liljegren and started talking to him.
He had just pointed the other way, so that's why I was confused. The first was for Kahok ball.
Okay. At any rate, Collinsville will have to get the ball back, and they almost did on the kick. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That ball was out of bounds.
Liljegren battling hard emotionally. That's good. He was the one that got talked to by the ref earlier, I believe.
Coming up on 14 minutes to go here in this first half, 2-1 in favor of CBC. Collinsville has had a couple of opportunities since they scored that first goal 24 seconds in. They have some momentum going forward this time. Here is Zane Baker, but he had that ball taken off of his foot. Now it gets moved up to Trey Shibish, and Shibish almost put on a nice clinic there just to get that ball back himself. Couldn't quite do it, so CBC brings it up the other way.
Offsides
and
again.
They will have numbers coming back, but that ball is going to head all the way over to the corner, and that'll give Collinsville a chance to get numbers back themselves as that ball was just kicked out of bounds. Yeah, I think the referee was out of place. He wasn't in the right spot to call that. Yeah.
He was at least a body and a half ahead of him there.
So CBC will retain possession of the ball. They'll do so with a throw-in over on the far side. A little more than 13 minutes to play here in this first half. Off of a Kahawk head, now back out toward the goal, and off of a head and over the goal for CBC, so Tate Wyatt will get the extra soccer ball thrown to him, and then he'll get us back underway here. Wyatt sends it. CBC takes care of it at midfield, but that's not where your goals are scored. So we'll let play take place there, and Collinsville can try to come away with it, which they do. Here is Logan Whitehead. Whitehead sends it over here to the far side where there wasn't anyone wearing a purple jersey, and now the ball sent up for CBC, and another opportunity for them. Cut across the middle. A nice centering pass, and just wide on the shot there was Ethan Foote, I believe. So Wyatt with another goal kick restart. Sends it back out to midfield. Liljegren tried to stop that ball, but he couldn't quite get there. Logan Whitehead as well, and that ball is going to end up out of bounds. Collinsville will get another throw in, but it'll be up closer to Tate Wyatt than it will be to midfield. Throw in comes from Trey Simpson. All right, to one of the cadet players, and we'll play the head ball for a little bit, and then it gets sent out to midfield. Intended, I believe, for Whitehead, but it didn't really get anywhere close to him. And now the ball ends up out of bounds. Collinsville throws it back in. Far side sideline, but that ball goes right out of bounds too. Collinsville player threw it from the CBC bench to his own bench, and it didn't even land in the field of play. Coming up on 11 minutes to play here in this first half. Another ball out of bounds over there. Play's getting a little bit chippy now. Can't really get any momentum going with all the out of bounds plays, the whistles. And there's another one. Right after the inbound throw comes in, it goes right back out of bounds. So Collinsville with a chance here, and here's another throw in by Spencer Pies.
Looks like he's tying a shoe. There we go.
All the way up the far side sideline. Now it comes back out toward midfield as CBC was all over that.
Good
That was a nice
play.
back head
Yes, it was.
hit by Donovan Scott Gass. He planned that. Hit him in the back of the head, and he put his head back to give that ball a little momentum. Whistle against CBC, and a free kick from about 90 yards out.
He's the Donovan has
That ball
controlled
is-
his side of the field, which is good to see.
Yeah. He's had some pretty good games, too. He scored a hat trick against Highland the other day. That's, not bad for a defenseman.
Yeah, I was saying, has he played defense all year?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
As you can tell by my 4 assists is what you brought out. I didn't score very many goals, if any, for Kahawks.
Well, you didn't for the varsity side. Maybe you did as a JVer.
That was about it, probably.
Yeah. It's okay. You're a defenseman. You're not supposed to score goals. You're supposed to prevent goals.
And I was doing the kicks mostly, so the far kicks.
Yeah. Throw in comes from Collinsville. Nice play by Liljegren. Gets the ball up to Shibish, who gets the ball up to Sam Huster, and Collinsville controlling the ball right now up to Zach Covey. Now all the way over onto the far side. Left it there for Zane Baker. And the ball just put up into the box, but no real scoring threat there as Fitzgerald comes away with it. Fitzgerald sends the ball back into play. And CBC plays it back to their own defense. And then they begin the slow truck forward. Picked off there by Shibish. Zach Covey.
In the middle, yeah.
There comes Huster. Huster over on the far side. Running out of room, trying to send it back to Covey, but
still got control.
yeah, that ball got picked off, and now we're going to have a whistle just outside of the box, and Collinsville's going to get a free kick from there.
Well, one of their best scoring chances since the very first goal came from a free kick pretty much in the same area there.
And this one's going to be about 25 yards away, and it looks like it's going to be taken by Spencer Pies, I believe.
I don't know why they're not giving the second option again there.
Three-man wall stands in front of Pies. Referee blows the whistle. He's ready to go. Here's the ball, popped up and off of a head. Nope, couldn't get it off of a head. They had three Kahok players down there on that near post ready to pop that off the head, but it didn't hit any one of them.
Here comes the wholesale team change again from
7. 7 of the 11 players, and one of those players is a goalkeeper, so you're talking about 7 of 10.
I can't remember, a varsity squad doing that.
Well, apparently it works for them. Collinsville didn't make any player changes that go around.
That's more par for the course on a varsity team.
I guess Coach Micklin is trying to keep his team fresh on a hot and humid night here at Kahok Stadium. 2-1, the goals all came early.
If I was a Kahok player, I would feel salty, like they feel like they can beat us with
Here,
not their starting 11.
That play was just a little bit offside as Logan Whitehead.
That's what it says to me.
Didn't get the ball in there in front of Luke Liljegren. Collinsville's defense has been up to the task since they allowed those first 2 goals. They've played pretty well since then.
They have.
CBC on the far side has that ball go out of bounds, and Collinsville will take over. 6:35 left to play here in this first half, 2-1 in favor of the cadets of CBC High School. Christian Brothers College Preparatory School is what all that means, but they just use CBC.
Sure would be nice to steal another one here before halftime, but the most important thing would be don't give up another one.
Yeah. Here's Donovan Scott Gass sending the ball up the near side sideline, and then right behind him, another nice play by Trey Simpson. Now in the middle, Luke Liljegren gets shoved from behind, and this time Luke Liljegren will get the whistle blown at him this way, but it'll be against the guy who he was up against.
They're having a chippy battle
they are.
on the left side.
From midfield, Trey Simpson will get us all started again. That ball's on the way and sent back out by CBC, but Collinsville comes away with it again. Zach Covey, and he'll send it back to Simpson, and Simpson will send it up the field once again. Got a little bit of a bend on it. That's not what he was looking for. He was trying to find Logan Whitehead and Luke Liljegren down inside the box, but that ball had too much bend on it and went the opposite direction, and now the ball goes out of bounds, and CBC will take over possession.
There you go.
Let's thank the city of Collinsville while we have a moment. City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of Collinsville Kahok athletes and athletics. And you can check out the city's Facebook page for information on upcoming events. Of course, the big thing coming up for Collinsville is the Italian Fest, as Wyatt comes out and takes care of that goal and sends it back all the way down the other way. Italian Fest coming up this weekend. Of course, Wednesday is also another concert series at the Bloom House, Wednesday between 7 and 9 o'clock. For information on any of those events and anything else coming up in the city of Collinsville, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page. And, of course, the city is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District and wishes all district athletes good luck this sports season. 4:20 left to play here in this first half. 2-1, Cadets have the lead. Collinsville scored first. Cadets have scored the next 2. And here are the Cadets bringing the ball up. Uh-oh, here we go. Tate Wyatt's going to have to come out. He does so, and
it's a good play again.
Gets there right before Nolan DeWeese can get there, and
he has good instincts on the ball.
Wyatt sends it out back to midfield. Whitehead over there battling. And he gets called for a foul, does Whitehead, so CBC will take over, but it'll be pretty close to midfield with 3:40 left to play here in this first half. Ball sent back out toward the goal, occupied by senior Nate Wyatt for Collinsville.
Well, give him an A for creativity and effort there. And
Cadets at midfield. Push the ball up and push the ball back out.
Here. Oh.
Another whistle.
Yeah.
Collinsville trying with a little bit of a breakaway. Here is Luke Liljegren. Liljegren tries to break in from the near side. Oh! Sends it across the goal mouth, trying to find Sam Huster, and just went right past the Collinsville senior.
Man, he put on a great move on the defender, too, just to be able to get the shot off with his left foot. I thought that had a chance.
Yeah, if Luke Liljegren could have had a little bit more separation with his defender, he probably would have put a shot on goal instead of trying to center one. Fitzgerald sends it back out. So CBC survives a scare, and Collinsville almost nets the tying goal. Now Wyatt will come all the way out and over onto the far side to scoop that ball up with 2:20 left to play here in this first half.
The biggest difference from now and from when I played is obviously the turf.
Yeah.
And by this time in the football season, the soccer field would pretty much be destroyed.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine so. Those cleats would tear up all kinds of turf. Ball comes down about 30 yards outside of the goal, occupied by Tate Wyatt, and a whistle against Trey Shibish is going to give the Cadets a goal kick here, right about 30 yards away. 1:40 left to play here in this first half. It's either going to be Nate Tim or Camden Starzik to take this shot. They're both there, I think. Can't tell if that's a 1 and a 0 or a 1 and a 9 or a 1 and an 8 or.
They should at least have an outline or something.
Yeah, a little black outline would have been nice. That one's popped wide, but it comes back in front, and
what a play.
Shot that ends up going over the net. As I believe that was Marco Anik once again, who has a goal here in this game.
I think that's what 48 years of a head coaching gets you there on a set play.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice to watch.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. Wyatt sends the ball back out to midfield. Don't forget the halftime show sponsored by Cafe Agape coming up here in just a moment. We'll scour the internets and see if we can find scores of other soccer action or volleyball action taking place around the metro tonight. Man, did you hear that ball thump off of Sam Benoit's chest over there?
I did.
All the way over on the far side of the field, I heard that over here. CBC and their defense will just send it back to Fitzgerald.
Got to be the biggest player on the field right now.
I would think so. Here's Donovan Scott Gass using his head all the way out to midfield, and Zach Covey settles the ball down, shoots the ball up. Oh.
What are they calling that?
We had a whistle away from the play. I was following the ball. Whistle came
too.
back here at midfield.
Okay. Well, he must have checked him.
Collinsville trying to sneak another quick attack once again as we are
out of time.
down to zeros, and that is the end of the first half. CBC leading the Collinsville Kahawks by a score of 2-1. We welcome you into the Cafe Agape halftime show. Cafe Agape, they have some of the best food around, folks. They will cater, they will deliver, and you can take your choice from fantastic, huge 1 pound hamburgers, half-pound hamburgers. They have nachos any way you want them. They have pork steak, they have meatloaf, and, of course, they have fish on Fridays. You can get a hold of Cafe Agape by giving them a phone call, and you can do that at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. They're also located at 703 St. Louis Road. They're open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We will take a little bit of a break here. We'll scour the internet, as I mentioned, and see if we can find some scores for you. When we do, we'll come back and tell you all about them. All that and more coming up on the Kahoks Sports Network. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Halftime scores to pass along to you. I'm looking around, not finding a lot of them. I can tell you that Southwestern Piasaw Birds have down the Alton Redbirds, the Lady Redbirds in girls volleyball, 2-1. That is a final right now during the first half. In boys soccer, Belleville East is leading Staunton by a score of 3-0. And I believe that's all I can find as far as today's scores are concerned on the old score stream. We'll shut it down and fire it back up here in a minute and see if we can get that thing to refresh for you. Also going on right now, Cardinals on the road in Atlanta to open up a 3-game series, and the Cardinals have a 3-0 lead early in that game against the Braves as they fight for their playoff lives. I believe 11 games left after tonight's game for your St. Louis Cardinals. So that's all I can find for you right now on the halftime show. Big thank you to Cafe Agape for sponsoring our halftime show. Again, you want to get a hold of them, 345-CAFE, 345-2233. They're open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. A big thank you to my friends at Cafe Agape. Halftime, and our score is 2-1 in favor of CBC. Back with the second half in just a little bit here on the Kahok Sports Network. Once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. I'm Todd Duke alongside Adam Welly. We're glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we are just about ready for half number 2 between Collinsville and CBC. Collinsville got things started 24 seconds into the game. Logan Whitehead scored to give Collinsville a 1-0 lead, but then about 7 minutes later, Sam Benoist scored the goal that tied it up, and not too far after that, Marco Anik added the tally that has given CBC the 2-1 lead, and that's where we stand right now as these two teams come back out and get ready for half number 2. We have a light week for you this week, well, because things got moved around. We're supposed to be lighter. We weren't even supposed to be here tonight. Tomorrow we were scheduled to go to Alton to bring you girls volleyball, so we'll still do that. And then, of course, Friday's football game got moved to Saturday afternoon against East St. Louis. So after tomorrow night's volleyball game in Alton, we don't have anything else going on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So a little bit of a light week for yours truly. Mr. Welly, your thoughts on the first half?
It was really kind of a shame that they had a little letdown there after they scored, but the game did start to become more competitive in the middle. Both teams were making offensive runs, and it was actually fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to another 40 minutes of good soccer here.
CBC starts off with the ball first, and immediately Collinsville has to send their defense on back, and then that ball ends up going out of bounds. So Collinsville will have the throw-in, and it'll be Spencer Pies who will use those muscles and send that ball all the way down. Logan Whitehead trying to track it down, but the CBC defense is there instead. Here is Seth Tinkham. Tinkham sends the ball back, and now the Cadets look to get something going on offense. That ball coming up for Sam Benoist. Benoist uses his long legs and kicks that ball right out of the reach there of Spencer Pies, and then ends up with it on the near sideline where he will back it up to Marco Anik. So the two boys that scored the goal touching the ball right there as the ball comes all the way back to the CBC defense. Now over onto the far side. Pushed out toward the goal, but there is Donovan Scott Gass to send that ball out of bounds using his head. And CBC will have the throw-in restart from all the way over on the far side of the field.
That's okay at that point. I like to eliminate those threats coming down quickly. A touch out of bounds doesn't hurt anybody.
CBC gets the ball back in, put a shot on goal, but it's going to go wide and across the end line past the near side post. And Collinsville will have the goal kick restart here. We are just a minute 20 into the second half, 2-1 in favor of CBC.
Mr. Wyatt has a very good view on how the balls are coming in the angles.
Wyatt sends the ball out to midfield, and Collinsville. Ooh, man, that was a close shot there. That was
off the face.
Nolan DeWeese who kicked that ball right off of the noggin there of Logan Whitehead, and now a couple of players go tumbling down as Collinsville will get called for that infraction.
I mean, that was a foul.
But yeah, Zane Baker and they both went up for the ball. They both hit each other. They came down. It shouldn't have even been called.
I don't either think so.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to put those whistles away. Ask the Green Bay Packer fans.
Well, they didn't even see each other. I mean, they just hit each other. There was no malice there.
Green Bay Packer fans are still mad about yesterday's roughing the passer call that really never happened. Collinsville back on their heels a little bit, but that ball goes out of bounds, so Collinsville will get the ball back, and it'll be another Spencer Pies throw-in here.
I think the Collinsville backline has figured out the targeting strategy for CBC here. They appear to be much tighter on them when the ball comes in, which is the only way you can play against these teams. That was just out of bounds.
Just a bit.
Yeah, that was.
CBC throws the ball back in. Gets it right back from where it came from. They push the ball up to Riley Dubbs, the junior forward. Nice little move there, and a nice job by Zach Covey to intercept that ball and pick it off and send it downfield. Collinsville gets a lucky bounce there. Brings it up. Logan Whitehead has to split the defense, but just didn't have enough steam to get there before the defender did, and that was a nice job there by Nolan DeWeese, the senior back for CBC.
You've called his name several times, too. He's having himself a good game for CBC.
Here comes another throw in from Spencer Pies, down from where near they do the corner kick. So Pies will treat this just like a corner kick, only he'll get enough air underneath it that
he can throw it as far as some people can kick it.
Yeah.
Let's see this run he makes up to the line here.
Pies ready to go. And he keeps that one a little low, and it comes out. A chance. Oh.
My goodness.
Nice setup. Zane Baker got the last chance at that goal there and just couldn't quite get it on goal. But Collinsville is going to get a corner kick out of this. And the corner kick going to be taken by Zach Covey.
I mean, Collinsville has a good idea of what they're doing on the offensive end. I'm glad they've started to play a better brand of defense.
Oh, that was a nice move and a save and in on the rebound. Credit that goal to Trey Simpson.
Yes. Oh man, that was a second, third, and fourth effort there. That was quite a goal.
Simpson ties the game at 2 after that ball went in off a couple of players. But I'm telling you what, out front, Trey Shibish was the man who got that all going as that corner kick came right to him. And then he sent it up. And then a couple of bodies later, it was sent in by Trey Simpson. 2-1 in favor of no one. But, hey, it's better than being down.
They've got numbers.
And CBC trying to tally that goal right back. Oh, what a save there by Tate Wyatt.
That 2-minute window, Todd, I'm telling you, it is so important. I hope they can bear down here.
Now that they got that goal, they need to keep up the pressure and try to score some more at the same time, not giving up any goals. Logan Whitehead was looking for a call there as he just got ran into from behind, but this time the referee kept his whistle in his pocket. Collinsville will have another throw in here right at midfield by Spencer Pies. And once again, Spencer has to do some maintenance on the shoe area. 34.5 minutes left to play here in this second half. We still have lots of time left, folks. 2-2 game. Pies, his throw is high and deep. It goes all the way into the box before it's finally picked up by CBC and shoved out back toward midfield. Cadets, they race the ball up. And just getting the ball, that was lucky there. They got it past Spencer Vlasic, but apparently he was offside.
No, they're
called
calling
a foul?
a foul up here at the front. Again, I was following the ball. I did not see it. So
that's what happens sometimes when you're doing these games. You follow the ball and something happens away from the play and you miss out on it. Here is Seth Kasich. Kasich sends the ball all the way over on the far side in Collinsville. That was a nice play there by the man who just scored the goal, Trey Simpson. He just stepped up, used his head, and almost knocked that ball back into Caseyville.
Was that Simpson or the Hawk?
Yeah, it was Trey Simpson.
Donovan. Okay.
Here's Collinsville sending the ball back down into the offensive zone once again.
Just kind of a reset there.
33.5 minutes to play here in this second half. We are tied at 2. Bringing the ball up, it is Kasich. Kasich gets the ball out toward the middle and now sends it up, but it's going to be a little bit too far ahead for Sam Benoist to take care of it. So Tate Wyatt will send this ball back out on another goal kick restart. Let's go ahead and thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees right across the street from us here at Kahok Stadium. It's a great place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services, and they will walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees right across the street from Kahok Stadium, online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200.
Cadets with a chance here.
Collinsville gets it out of there, though. That's the way to use your head. And now the Kahawks trying to bring it up, working up a little bit of offense here. But Zane Baker had that ball picked right off of his foot as he was nearing midfield. And now the ball goes into the Kahawk bench. And CBC will have a throw-in from there, and they send it back to midfield. Now they move the ball up, and there's Donovan Scott Gass to send it right back. Logan Whitehead is the only forward back. Eventually, he's joined by Liljegren. Over on the far side, Zane Baker and Trey Shibish trying to wrestle that ball away from CBC. 31:50 left to play here in the second half. 2-2 contest. Collinsville and CBC. CBC ranked number 2 in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch large school soccer rankings. Collinsville number 8 on that list. Here are the cadets putting on another chance here on offense as that ball is going to go all the way out the other side.
Oh, what an effort.
Yeah, Collinsville will get to retain possession, but yeah, that was a nice effort there by CBC. Player over there on the far side almost got there before that ball went out of bounds. Now we have more sock and shoe maintenance issues on the far side. That'll give us a chance to thank the Collinsville Education Association. CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website, collinsvillecea.org.
Did you see that they only subbed 2 people?
Only 2?
Yeah, I
that
mean,
must be a record for them.
It was like a regular substitution.
Ball ends up going out of bounds again. Last touch by Collinsville, so CBC will have a throw-in all the way over on the far side. They'll throw it up that far side sideline and then circle around and try to reset that offense. They do so as they have people coming forward. Collinsville overruns the ball. That was Zane Baker trying to go get that ball, and then ended up overrunning it. Now the ball goes out of bounds. Nice play by Collinsville over there to ricochet that ball off of one of the cadet players. Now Collinsville will have a chance to reset their offense, bring the ball back upfield with about 30 minutes left to play here in the second half. Ball comes in, and Collinsville trying to chase it down, and somebody came up with a leg cramp. But here is Logan Whitehead, and that pass was just a little bit too far for him to get to, and now we're going to have a stoppage in play due to an injury. So with 29:45 left, we are going to have a little bit of an injury timeout.
He did cramp up.
So we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Todd Duke, Adam Welly back with you from Kahok Stadium. CBC and Collinsville locked in a 2-2 battle. The player for CBC did walk off under his own power, so probably just a leg cramp as the ball comes into Nolan DeWeese from his goalkeeper, David Fitzgerald. And CBC trying to work the ball upfield. Collinsville trying to intercept, which is exactly what they do. That was a nice try by Trey Shibis. He was trying to put a little backspin on that ball and kick it behind him to one of his teammates, but he didn't get enough spin or juice on it. And CBC comes away with it. Now here is Benoist. Benoist, who has one of the goals here for CBC. And now Tate Wyatt will have to come out. He'll send it down the field with a strong kick, but it's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, he's got some good instincts.
Another whistle.
I'm not sure who the forward was for CBC, but he was coming in about as fast a run we've seen in this game.
So Collinsville with a free kick restart here, albeit from about 85 yards away.
Number 21 or 11, I can't even tell.
For them, yeah, it's tough. CBC with it. 28.5 minutes to play here in this second half, and that was a nice job there by Riley Dubs. Keep that ball from going out of bounds as that pass was kicked actually behind him. Here's a couple of nice moves by Zane Baker. Baker split the defense, but then couldn't split the next pair of defenders that was waiting for him in the backfield. So CBC comes away with it, and they will try to force the issue here, and a couple of players taken down on the play. This one's going to go against CBC.
I'm not sure that was a foul, but we'll take it.
That we will. Let's thank my friend Peyton Blaylock. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? You can trust the Blaylock team of RE/MAX Alliance with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, they will donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. How about that? Call Peyton or Emily Blaylock today, 780-4622. Visit them online, blaylockteam.com. That's 780-4622 or online, blaylockteam.com. Nice defensive play there by Collinsville for just a split second, but CBC stuck with it and continue to push the ball up on offense, but Collinsville's defense then comes away with the ball, and Zach Covey couldn't get it around the player in front of him, so CBC gets to keep, and now we have a ball that ends up out of bounds, last touched by Collinsville. So the throw-in will come from the far side for the Cadets.
I like what the Kahawks are doing on defense. Everyone is hustling back to get behind the ball, and when you're playing a team this talented, it takes everyone playing defense at the same time.
Collinsville trying to work up some offensive magic and get this thing down for a scoring opportunity.
Nice
Here is, Zane Baker with a nice move. Gets it over to Salvador Gaspar, who's into the game for the first time tonight. But now CBC coming in. Donovan Scott Gass gets there right before the Cadet player does, and then it allows the ball to roll to Tate Wyatt with no shot on goal.
That was a perfect defense by him.
Up to the middle, Logan Whitehead. Whitehead turns around and sends it back to his defense to Donovan Scott Gass, and then
that's a foul.
Man, I tell you what, Zach Covey was just shoved down from behind. No whistle on the play.
Look, he's all over.
Yeah.
Oh, now he gets the. Come on.
You got to be kidding me.
He got mugged right before that.
Yeah. That's just not a right call there. It's like he was waiting to see if Covey was going to retaliate.
Well, that was actually kind of fun to watch because there's two of the better players on the field battling it out right there. That was nice.
Seth Kasich will get this one restarted from midfield. 25.5 minutes to play here in this second half. We are tied at 2. 3 goals scored in the first half, 2 by CBC, 1 by Collinsville. But then a Trey Simpson goal here in the second half has us knotted at 2 apiece. And now Tate Wyatt will get us all started with another goal kick restart here. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. You know where they'll be Friday and Saturday. They will have a tent set up on Main Street in Collinsville for the Italian Fest, and from that tent they will sell you some toasted ravioli. That's their next event they have coming up. Of course, all the money goes to help out with fundraisers and projects that help the needy in Collinsville, so make sure you stop by the Junior Service Club's booth on Main Street Friday and Saturday for the Italian Fest and get yourself some toasted ravioli. For more information on that event and more, you can visit the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Facebook page. Are you taking part in the bocce ball tournament, sir?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Every Saturday of Italian Fest.
24-20 left to play here in this second half. CBC and Collinsville all tied up at 2. The Cadets with the ball. Collinsville trying to force the issue, and well, that was almost a dangerous play there by the Cadets. Now the ball comes back.
Offside, though. He's offside.
Yeah, well, he comes in anyway and makes a sliding basket catch, does Dave Fitzgerald, just
There's
in
not much
case.
you can do about that when it pops back in that fast.
No.
And in Italian Fest, I will have at least one of those toasted raviolis.
Oh, I'm sure. I'll have a few.
I gotta plan that.
I'm going up there after the East St. Louis football game here that afternoon.
Is it a day game?
They moved it to Saturday day, yes.
Oh, wow. It's going to be hot.
It's not supposed to be this weekend. It's supposed to be in
good.
the 80s, not like it is now. Or
Okay.
I think we're supposed to be hot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
and part
I
of
saw
Thursday.
that too.
I like hot weather because I can't stand cold weather.
Right.
So the longer it stays hot, the happier I am. But I'm ready for a little bit of a break anyway. A little bit of a release in the humidity and some of the 90-degree temperatures. But other than that, I'm good.
Oh.
Offside again.
Man. You hate to see that, honestly. I see some fatigue on the field for sure, so this is gut check time for a lot of these players. There you go. I'll make a nice play. Yes, what a ball.
And a little takedown.
That was a really good defensive play also.
Now CBC trying to bring the ball back up.
This is not good.
And no, it's not. Here's a shot that's going to go well wide, so that is good. Yeah, CBC player couldn't believe that he let that ball go wide. He got down on his little squat there and put his hands over his head and said, I can't believe I just missed that.
Who's number 21 on their team?
Henry Etzel.
He's been making quite an impact this half. I don't know if he started, but he's had several runs through the middle there where he has been involved.
Tate Wyatt sends the ball back out to midfield. Ball popped up. Now over on the far side. Luke Liljegren tried to keep that ball from going out of bounds, but couldn't quite do it. Cadets take over near midfield. Try to bring it up, but there's a nice little poke check, if you will. Another hockey analogy there. Sat Covey got that leg in there just in time to poke that ball out of there. Now over on the far side, it's going to be sent up by Trey Shibish. Shibish sent it up the far sideline, trying to fight Luke Liljegren, but that ball went too far. Now Liljegren trying to fight for the ball right back, but almost a nice set of moves over there by Shibish to get the ball back, but the whistle will give the ball back to the Kahawks with 21:05 left to play here in this second half. There's a shot by Shibish, and a one bouncer right to Dave Fitzgerald will squash that action with
there you go. Good hustle.
20:45 left to play here in this second half. The Cadets trying to move the ball up and catch the Kahawks sleeping a little bit, or trying to catch them a little tired. But they'll send the ball back into the zone and off of a head. CBC gets the ball back, trying to work it up on some offense. Spencer Pies is there. He gets pushed down from behind. No call. Another Kahawk comes in there. He gets pushed down from behind. This time there is a call. Zane Baker pushed down from behind. Spencer Pies was pushed down right before that, but no call on the play as Collinsville sends it all the way down. That's a bouncing ball and a little bit of a collision, and now we're going to have interference. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, my.
Referee is checking on Luke Liljegren or giving him a warning?
Probably both.
Oh, gave him a yellow card.
Yep.
Here comes a...
As soon as you touch a goalie and you don't touch the ball at the same time, you're going to be called. It's just, I don't know about a yellow card, but you're going to be called for a foul for sure.
Well, the good news is it didn't happen down at that end.
Yeah.
And we don't have any kind of a penalty kick coming up. All it is just another goalie kick. Yellow card means that Luke Liljegren will have to go off until the next set of substitutions.
Is this a mandatory water break?
It could be. Yeah, it looks like it.
I mean, they didn't do that in the first half.
No, they didn't. I'm not sure why they decided to do it in this half. I don't know, maybe they're just taking advantage of the stopped clock.
It is like almost exactly halfway through the half also.
Yeah. 20:04 on the game clock. 19:58 on mine, because I'm a little slow in stopping and starting my clock. A little bit of a water break. Comes to a close. Referee out there talking at midfield to Trey Shibish. As Salvador Gaspar checks back into the game for Collinsville. Yet another senior. No sophomores on this varsity roster this year. There has been times when that's happened, but not this year. Fitzgerald sends the ball back out just about 15 yards up to his defense. And the defense will then try to make things work through the middle. And Collinsville picks the ball off. And now the Kahawks will try to send the ball back down, but they'll do so out of bounds. And once again, I forgot to start my clock. See what I'm talking about? I'm a slacker. Here is Zach Covey. Sends it up to Logan Whitehead. Whitehead chips it all the way over on the far side for Gaspar. Gaspar tracks it down over on the far sideline and then gets tripped. No call.
I mean, that couldn't have
blatantly tripped.
Yeah, that couldn't have been any more obvious, I don't think.
Now, even the defender threw his hands up like he knew he was in trouble and probably had the biggest surprised look on his face since Christmas morning when he was 5 years old. Collinsville.
Yeah, he doesn't play poker very often, I don't think.
Comes away with it. Bringing the ball up, it is Zane Baker. He has that ball picked right off of his foot. 19 minutes to play here in this second half. That one is going to get past the defenders, and Zane.
Play.
That's a nice play on the defensive side there.
Gas
for
again.
Donovan Scott Gass. Yeah,
What a
he
play that
pretty
was.
much took care of that, or Tate Wyatt was going to be left all alone and hang out to dry.
But they don't have that Benes up there. Or is he?
Benoist?
Yeah, he wasn't on there, I don't think. That wasn't
He's
him.
out in midfield right now.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in for the Cadets right in front of their bench. Comes up the far sideline. There's Donovan Scott Gass again. And he turns around, tries to send it back up the other way. He does so, but out of bounds.
He's got good body control. He's giving them all they can handle right now.
Coming up on 18 minutes to play here in this second half. We are tied at 2.
Well, this time they only substituted 1.
Collinsville and Alton Marquette played to a 2-2 tie on Saturday because Alton Marquette didn't want to go into overtime.
I never got that, how you could just decline the option to
Yeah,
continue.
I know.
It's like, no, you come out here and take your beating.
Yeah. Come out here and take your chances. Why don't you ask the kids?
Right.
You know, the head coaches make up their minds that they don't want to. What about the kids? They're the ones out there fighting.
Would he have a hot date or something?
I don't know, yeah.
I mean,
Throw in coming for CBC. Near sideline. And stepping in front of it was Hoster, and they get it to Logan Whitehead. Whitehead trying to get around the defense. He does so for a moment. Now here's a shot on goal. That's a little bit of a knuckler. I think it chipped off of somebody there for Zach Covey, and it changed the trajectory of that ball. There's Fitzgerald sending it back out. High and deep. Gass got a little bit of a piece of that. Now sends it over onto the far side for Trey Simpson, who has the game-tying goal right now here for Collinsville. Another pickoff by Collinsville. They get the ball to Zach Covey. Over on the far side now for Trey Shibish. Shibish moves the ball up, sending it through some traffic to Hoster. Hoster back out to midfield, and Trey Shibish will try to do it all over again, but now he's going to get a little bit of help and turn around, and Zane Baker ends up with it to Hoster. Over here to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren turns the corner, sends it up into the air like a corner kick, and it comes right back out in front. Another ball they're trying to get to Liljegren. Now off of a head. Liljegren fights again, comes away with the ball, sends it out toward the middle, but at that time Hoster was already breaking toward him, and the ball went right past him. That was a nice couple of little flurries down there by Collinsville, though.
You can only improvise so many times before it just completely breaks down where you're supposed to be.
Now the Cadets want their opportunity on a little offensive push here. They bring the ball up, and Collinsville sends it back up the far sideline. That ball ends up going out of bounds off of a Collinsville player, I guess.
I am really proud of the way the Kahok defense is regrouped here in the second half. They're giving much stronger challenges to the ball consistently.
Yeah, the Cadets haven't had as many scoring chances this half as they did in the last half.
No, they certainly haven't.
Not that Collinsville played horrible in the first
No,
half,
they
but
didn't.
a couple of breakdowns, and before you knew it, you were down 2-1. Oh, there's a nice leave, and Benoist is going to make them pay.
And I jinxed him just like that. Are you kidding me?
Man, oh, man.
As soon as I open my mouth.
Sam Benoist got a perfect feed from one of his teammates back on the end line, and he was the only one there in the middle.
And I picked up about 10 minutes ago that they were no longer having him at the target striker spot on their team, that they had moved him further back to an offensive midfield position pretty much just so that he could have a strike like that.
Hate to see that late in the game.
That was
Still 15 minutes left, so there is time.
That was a strong tactical play there by CBC.
Sure was.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Sam Benoist scores his second goal here in this game. And his team now has a 3-1 lead, and now we're going to have a foul called against CBC. Collinsville will have a free kick, but it'll be from about 45 yards out. They won't even take it. They'll just restart it right now, send it over to the far side. There's a little lob shot that goes right to Fitzgerald.
He wasn't going to do that, I don't think.
No, you'd have to be majorly asleep if you missed one of those.
If they want a chance, they're gonna have to dig deep and push hard now.
There's a nice pick-off play there by Huster, and now be careful there, dude. Looks like he was about ready to haul off and punch Kasich right in the back. That's not a good idea.
They were definitely battling hard.
CBC with the 1-goal lead, trying to keep the ball away from their goalkeeper, but Collinsville tries to send it up just past Logan Whitehead. He went the other direction, and the ball went behind him. Now over here on the near side, the Cadets move the ball up and close to midfield. Collinsville trying to take over, and Donovan Scott Gass is going to get tugged from behind, but he's going to get the one that's going to get the call. Nope, that goes against Cadets. Okay, just making sure. Collinsville didn't waste any time getting that ball back into play either, but now the Cadets aren't wasting any time trying to bring it back up for some more offense. Trying to fight it off over there is Trey Simpson, and he does so to the point where Simpson will now have the throw-in. 13:45 left to play here in this second half. And a yellow card coming up against one of the Cadet players.
I don't know what for exactly. Maybe some.
Got to be a mouth or something.
It had to be.
Yeah, because at that point there wasn't anything going on physicality.
There wasn't even really that much contact over there.
No. Let's go ahead and thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor that you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Here is Benoist again, and that was when popped over as Benoist tried to center it. You can call Tim Pace. He is the proud owner of Pace Design and Construction in Maryville, 407-5466, or online, pacedesignconstruct.com.
He's not their only talented player, but they certainly do run the majority of their offense straight through him. See, that was him targeted again. Let's just put it this way. I know what my defensive assignment would be if I was playing this team.
Well, you're a little older now. They'd run circles around you, man.
Oh, they would. They'd put me in the hospital.
12 and a half minutes to go. 3-2 game. Cadets have the lead. Collinsville trying to fight back and tie this thing up. They still have plenty of time to do it, so no rush to the point where you make mistakes, but here comes CBC around the near side, and that's a nice job by Spencer Pies over there with that little bit of a battle. As that ball goes across the end line. The Cadets are going to have a corner kick. And here it is. Out the other side, and it ping-pongs off about 5 or 6 different bodies, and Collinsville sends the ball right back out. Only one defender and one forward for each team back there, and the defender for CBC is the one who comes away with the ball. Now they send it back out, and Seth Kasich sets it up and sends it forward. And another nice move there, and here is Ball that goes into the corner as CBC slows it down. And now into the corner, a battle over there with Trey Simpson, and now a whistle on the play. And Collinsville will get the ball back.
Yeah, that was an offside call from across the field.
So Wyatt sends the ball back out to midfield and beyond, and it gets all the way back to the defense, and Nolan DeWeese sends the ball back up. Popped into the offensive zone, and there is Donovan Scott Gass along with one of the forwards for the Cadets who sends the ball well over the top of the goal crease, or the goal crossbar, excuse me, with 10:35 left to play here in this fourth quarter. I'm Todd Duke. Adam Welly, he's the one on camera. His debut with the headset on as a color commentator here on the Kahok Sports Network. You enjoying it so far?
I am.
Yeah?
I'm sure the camera work is definitely below par.
That's all right. Your knowledge of the game of high school soccer is better than mine. Because you played it. I didn't. Here is Benoist, who has 2 goals. He'll send the ball back to his defense, and Seth Kasich, he'll send the ball up, and trying to wrestle it away is Zach Covey. He couldn't quite get there. The Cadets look like they're trying to play keep away now and let the clock take care of things for them.
They are controlling the ball.
That could be dangerous, though, if you're just trying to play the game of keep away. One of these days, someone's going to make a mistake, and we're going to hope that the Kahawks will capitalize on it. But the Cadets send that ball in the box, and it's going to go all the way toward the end line, and it does. And that means a goal kick restart coming up for Tate Wyatt. Kahawks have their work to do. Coming up on 9 minutes left to play here in the second half. And CBC up by 1 goal. Luke Liljegren back into the game after receiving a yellow card. He's over on the far side, trying to provide a little bit of a spark over there. He's well rested, had some water, and ready to play the rest of this game. Not sure who it was that got the yellow card for CBC, because that happened all the way over on the far side of the field,
impossible.
and their numbers look like tennis balls on the backs of their jerseys. Everybody's got to be fancy with their numbers now, man. You know, what happened to black numbers on light jerseys and white numbers on dark jerseys? For the football team, they have the purple numbers. It starts off purple and then fades to white.
Oh, that's got to be.
Oh, it's so hard to
worst.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when, of course, you win the outside games on those real fields, which there's not very many left. But Granite City and Alton still have grass fields. And the last couple of times we've been to Alton, it has just been a mud mess. Can't read anyone's numbers. Doesn't matter what color they were. Here is CBC. They send the ball to the middle, and here is Benoist. Benoist comes up the field with a head of steam, trying to wiggle his way between all kinds of defenders, and he'll just kind of kick one off the back of his heel. It bounces through everyone and bounces right to Tate Wyatt.
When he has the ball, I mean, it just seems like he can do whatever he wants.
Man that moves the ball up and down the field at will. Here is a bouncing ball that Wyatt is going to come out and handle before anyone wearing the white and gold can take care of. Wyatt sends the ball out to midfield. 7.5 to go here in this second half.
Here we go.
Here is Huster. Huster gets it over on the far side for Liljegren. Liljegren puts on a couple of nice moves, and the CBC defender just kicks it out of bounds right in front of their bench.
Get it in before the sub.
They haven't blown the whistle yet for the sub, so it looks like they're just going to trade out throw-ins here as Spencer Pies, as usual, will take care of the throw-in instead of Luke Liljegren. Luke Liljegren is the one you want to have the ball on his feet. Pies, his throw-in goes past Liljegren and to Huster, but Huster's defender jumped a little higher than Huster did and knocked that ball back out toward midfield with his head. 6:45 left to play. There's a bank shot off of the arm of Trey Simpson off of the shoulder. And now a loose ball that's picked up by CBC and just sent out of bounds. So Collinsville will have a throw-in at midfield. 6.5 minutes to go here in this second half. Kahawks trail by 1. Need the equalizer to send this into overtime. Here's a ball that goes all the way up, and it'll be Dave Fitzgerald who will take care of that one with no problem at all. And then he'll pick the ball up because Sam Huster was barreling his way in. Salvador Gaspar back out there again as well for Collinsville.
Looking for a spark from somebody here, Todd.
Yes, we are, but not anyone wearing the white, which is a foul coming up.
That's offside again.
Offside. I didn't really see that as offside, but I'm glad it was.
The defense pulled tight there. It was just he couldn't have been more than half a step off there.
So Collinsville will get the restart here. Trey Simpson sends the ball up. The Cadets send the ball right back.
There he goes again.
There, up the sideline. Couldn't quite get it to stay in. Could Riley Dubbs, the junior forward for the Cadets. Now it's getting kind of late. 5:20 left to play here in this second half.
I wish I saw more of a sense of urgency here. They're still not out of this game.
Pies throws it in. Ticks off a leg belonging to CBC and settles down at midfield. And here is Benoist. Benoist has 2 goals for the Cadets. He'll send it over to the far side. Trying to chase it down over there is Trey Simpson. Simpson does get there first. He'll circle the wagons, and then he'll send it back to Tate Wyatt, and Wyatt will send it back out to midfield, but he has too much of a left-hand hook shot on that one, and it goes out of bounds. It was like my golf shot. My golf swing goes that way.
Hey, as long as you can plan for it, you know.
I do. I freak people out, man. They're like, why are you aiming at that building? I'm like, don't worry, I got this. And then I hit it, and it just hooks left.
And you go, oh, sorry, that was one of my straight ones.
Yeah, sometimes that happens to me, too. Why are you aiming right for the water? Oh, it won't go there. And then what do you know? Plunk. Wyatt. Bouncing ball. Takes care of it. 4:20 left to play here in this second half. I keep on saying first half like I want to be here for another half.
I heard a fourth quarter come out of you, too.
Yeah, probably. You know, you should see me in the wintertime when I'm juggling hockey and basketball. Center court.
Period. Yep.
Yeah. Breakaway goal. Yeah. Center court when it's supposed to be center ice.
I mean, they both got top of the keys.
Yeah, true. Only one has a face-off circle. You have a center court circle and a face-off circle, and sometimes I confuse the two.
Both teams step up to the jump ball circle.
Yeah, there you go. Coming up on 3:30 to play. Collinsville just can't get an offensive push going here at all.
Yeah, it's hard. But
well, CBC's playing that clamp-down defense now.
They are. You're hoping you could kind of put a scrum together in the middle, and the ball just pops out like it did for Collinsville's first goal.
Well, they send the ball down. Yeah, here is Huster, but he's going to have 4 Cadets to deal with. And now the ball comes down to one of them, but Huster doesn't give up on it. Tries to chase it down. Now Donovan Scott Gass all the way back down on the defensive side of things, trying to send it back up for the offense, as is Zach Covey, who couldn't win that battle. Here is Benoist. He leaves it over here on the left wing for Anik, and Anik will send it back into the box, and Collinsville will send it back out. Here is Huster. Huster trying to settle it down, and now he'll send it back to the defense, and they'll send it over onto the far side for Luke Liljegren. Liljegren, instead of going to get the ball, waited on it and almost got caught napping, as coming right in on his heels was DeWeese. And that ball ends up going out of bounds. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second half.
Well, there's no, whether you lose 4-2, 5-2, 3-2, it's all a loss. I would like to see more chances coming out of the formation from the Kahawks here.
Well, right now the play is in the offensive zone of the Cadets, so Collinsville, the only thing they can do right now is play defense. That ball gets knocked out of bounds again, so that was just wasted another 30 seconds on the clock. Now the ball comes in and gets kicked up the near sideline, but into the Kahawks bench. And CBC will be very happy with that. Collinsville sent it into their own bench.
I'm starting to wonder who's paying the ball boys.
And now a whistle before the ball is even thrown in. Nobody's paying the ball boys. They're not getting paid. They're freshman players.
I know. I feel like I did it when I was even younger than that.
Yeah. Every once in a while they'll bring some of the middle schoolers over.
Yeah, would just volunteer or something.
Yeah. All right, we are down to the final 85 seconds, so Collinsville needs to bring the ball upfield for an offensive push, and
There's not many more left
don't
here.
stop pushing until you get it in the back of the net.
That sounds good.
Ball kicked out to midfield. Gaspar was there for just a moment. Here's Benoit off of his head over to Huster. Huster gets it back to Gaspar, back to Huster, and now up in the middle trying to find Liljegren, but that ball is going to be sent all the way back down as we are under a minute to go here in this second half. Tate Wyatt.
So there is no stoppage time?
No. Ball kicked back into the Cadets' offensive zone as we are down to the final 35 seconds and a whistle. And now CBC.
You hear collective groan from the fan.
Yeah,
base
you can
here.
hear the sound of feet hitting the aluminum bleachers, and everybody's heading toward the gates. 20 seconds left. CBC will win their 7th game of the year to match the 7 wins that Collinsville has, and now we're going to have a whistle. And about the time we get everything set back up and ready to go, there will not be any time left to do anything. Besides that, CBC has it in their offensive zone, so it wasn't going to happen this time for Collinsville anyway. Final seconds tick off the clock. Final score 3-2 in favor of CBC as we transition ourselves now into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. They're located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. This week, a dozen carnations in a stylish vase for $25. Call Cullip Jennings Florist for information on that special or anything else they have going on. 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. The post-game show comes your way in just a little bit here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville drops this one to CBC tonight by a final score of 3-2. Back in a moment with the post-game report on the Kahok Sports Network. Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. And once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville drops this game here tonight to CBC by a score of 3-2. And joining us now is assistant head coach on the varsity side and head coach of the junior varsity. That would be one Mr. Jeff Hayes. Well, Coach, things didn't go that well for either the JV or the varsity team tonight, but when you're talking about playing CBC, you're talking about playing a very solid program.
Yep. I think both games we kind of shot ourselves in the foot early in the game. in JV, just to mention that for a second. We give up a dead ball, kind of on a silly foul, 30 seconds into the game. They played a nice ball into the box, good finish, and then that's the result for the remainder of the game. So we look good at times playing against them. Got some decent attack and got in behind them a couple times, but just couldn't finish.
Yeah, you guys had a chance there, like the last 30 seconds of the game when you banged one off the crossbar.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the varsity game, you're going to make mistakes, but you can't make the same mistakes over and over again, and that's what happened for our back line where we let them in twice early on. It was nice to get a 1-0 lead, and you know that's going to be tough to hold up against CBC. We had some really good chances, but again, we're not helping ourselves out on the back line with winning balls and clearing them early on.
Yeah,
led to two easy goals for CBC.
And you don't want to give a team like CBC easy goals because they'll make them stand up. And I tell you what, that last maybe 15 minutes of the game, they played some clamp down defense.
They did. When a tough game like this, when they get up and there's 15 minutes left, a lot of teams are just going to kind of pack it in and try to withstand the pressure. They didn't do that. They got even a little better at that point. We were getting some solid pressure on them throughout the entire first half, and then at the start of the second half, it was great to see kind of a scrap goal by Trey Simpson, I believe, on the corner or the cross, and thinking we've got some momentum. That's when CBC, they played with composure and they kind of took over there, and we didn't have anything the last 15 minutes of the game.
I thought that Donovan Scott Gass had a stellar game back there on defense.
He did. He has. I don't know that he's been back there at center back yet, but maybe once or twice this season. He played a great game on the back line. It seems like we're getting a solid effort from one or two guys on the back line each game. It's never the same two guys. So we have to figure that out. And I think when we do, and we will, we're going to be a solid team. We can make a run here.
Yeah, Tate White had another good game in goal. But I tell you what, Dave Fitzgerald, the guy in the other goal, had just as big of a game.
Wow. He kept them in the game. He made some great saves. For us, we're good enough, and the boys feel this way too, that we don't really take this as any type of consolation to play CBC tough and only lose 3-2. We expected to win this game, and even when we were down a goal, we were still expecting to win. So we kind of keep fighting. Tate's been a fantastic, keeper for us all season long. He keeps us in games. Offensively, we create a lot of chances, and I think that if we score one or two of those, or if they have a different keeper in there, it's a different story. He made some solid saves in there.
Yeah, he sure did. All right, well, you guys Thursday begin play in the Meg Herndon tournament in Rockwood Summit. That's always a fun time for you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice to see how we play against three solid opponents back to back to back, because that's kind of what you see in the playoffs. So it'll be a good test. We start with St. Dominic, and then depending on how we do in that, we'll see who we play next. But there's some teams that we don't typically see on our schedule in that tournament, so it'll be a different look for us, and it'll be fun too.
As always, sir, thanks for the visit.
Thank you, sir.
That is Jeff Hayes, the assistant coach for the varsity side and the head coach on the junior varsity side. Junior varsity loses 1-0, and the varsity side loses by a score of 3-2. Our final break coming up here on the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. When we come back, we'll put the wraps on this one, and we'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network. Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com. Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. And once again, we welcome you back to Collinsville High School as we put the wraps here on the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. I want to remind you that the boys have a couple of fundraisers coming up on the soccer team. They have the golfing fundraisers. Actually, that's a boys and a girls co-event, and that's at Oak Brook Golf Course in Edwardsville. That was originally scheduled for, well, that weekend we had all that rain, so they moved it up to October the 5th. And then before that, October the 3rd, you can come and see the boys work at Culver's hamburger joint there in Collinsville up by the Moto Mart there on 157. They're going to donate 15% of the proceeds to Kahok Soccer Boosters based upon those gross receipts, and that will take place on October the 3rd. So the Dine to Donate at Culver's October the 3rd, and the golfing fundraiser on October the 5th. We welcome back in is Mr. Welly, Adam Welly. What did you think of this game, sir?
It was an entertaining game for sure. It was a good yardstick to kind of see where your team's at when you're playing CBC. I would say, if the defense would have played the way it played for the majority of the game in the first 10 minutes of the game, we may have had a different situation here. I never did see CBC play any kind of desperate brand of ball, but I also didn't, which they shouldn't have. But what Collinsville didn't do was they could not respond after that third goal. They did not ratchet it up, and CBC was playing lockdown defense with multiple numbers back. So there's not really a whole lot you can do at that point. It takes an inhuman effort from most members of your team pushing at the same time to break that kind of wall of defense with 15 minutes left. They just didn't have it in them.
Well, sir, hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you.
I did. I had a great time.
Well,
yeah.
good. We'll look forward to doing it some more. Anytime that we have a home boys soccer game, you are more than welcome to join me.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. All right. That is Adam Welly. My name is Todd Duke. A big thank you to both my coaches for the pre- and post-game interviews. That would be Rob Lugge on the pre and Jeff Hayes on the post. And for Adam Welly, I am Todd Duke. Everyone, have yourselves a fantastic evening.